I'm right back with another video. It is December 23rd, 6:29 a.m. in the morning, and I am headed to work right now. I did a video yesterday, last night, talking about, filling in the gaps, figuring everything out. And I think that this is pretty much what happened. I know that since the advent of Facebook and all these other social media inventions, or whatever you want to call it, people have been doing this sort of activity, what do you call it? It's made stalking a lot easier, and it's been very easy for people to, communicate with other people that from a distance. So it's made, stalking far more convenient for people who want to get into that sort of activity. So I was thinking, I know that, I had addressed in my previous videos about the people who should not be a part of my life. They shouldn't have anything to do with me at all. That would involve, obviously, I'm going to address the Lyles clan, mainly because, now I mentioned before that they could have used, a lie in order to gain access to, my previous employers and whatnot, okay? The thing is that people need to be careful, potential employers, okay? I know that this is a very common problem, especially with single women, and that it's very, some people, they get swept away with these ideals. Like they think, well, this seems like a good thing. It seems like, if this person is interested in her, he should be helping her out finding a job and everything. Okay, but you got to understand, if somebody was interested in a person for dating or whatever, it makes more sense to, approach them directly instead of doing things in a covert manner. Also, you never know if that person is going to say yes to that person, if that was true. Okay, let's just say that was true. Okay, and his intent was not to deceive anybody, but he was really seriously wanting to date me. Okay, if that was true, which it wasn't. I don't believe it was. Okay, if it was, why would you hold back a person from their employment, take away their decisions, make a person submit to a man that there is no guarantee that she would even want to be with him, you know what I mean? Or she doesn't even know him that well. Let's just say, for example, he started manipulating my employment, and he and I did end up physically getting together, meaning that, we were interacting with each other, spending time with each other, and then I found out certain things that displeased me. Like, I don't believe in that sort of relationship, so I don't believe in them. So now, guess what? I'm in a situation where my life has been held back. I have experienced all kinds of setbacks and inconveniences for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it is a silly thing for employers to get involved with people who claim to be prospective marriage mates or whatever. It's a bad idea. Don't do it, okay? So obviously, let's eliminate the Lyles clan. Let's eliminate Joel's family, okay? They shouldn't have anything to do with it. If they are a happy couple, which I suspect that they are, Joel and Polly, then that's what their life is all about, then that's more power to them, whatever. But they shouldn't. I'm not a part of that family. I'm not, okay? I'm not a part of that family. I know that my son is still living over there out of convenience. I mean, it's convenient for him to live there because, he needs a place. There's no place, or there's no room in my apartment. I would prefer him to live with me, but if it really came down to it. But he's an adult. He makes his own decisions, okay? But we're not, and Joel never took any responsibility. What I mean by that is any formal responsibility. And he made it very clear that he was not interested in adopting my son or acknowledging my son as his own, okay? So, not that I ever asked him to, but you know what I mean. So, there is no family tie there. We're not family, okay? I'm not family with the Graham family. I'm not any connection. Now, let's go back to my family, my ex-family. I know that Jim Culligan and I'm suspecting Jeff Hughes, my brother-in-laws, were involved in my employment. And I basically am saying that this should not be the case, because obviously there's a very strange family dynamic going on there. And I do suspect that they thought that I had a love choice to make, because they maybe thought that that was serious. Maybe they thought that I was okay with those sort of setups and arrangements. When I'm talking about incest or whatever, I'm not okay with incest, okay? And like I said, I do know that there's a lot of people who practice it. I know that it's common enough for people to, accept these people like as couples, I know, that some people do that, okay? And to me, I find it kind of mind-blowing, because I don't approve of those things. Not for me, okay? It's not for me. Like if I had a next door neighbor who was incestuous and this particular couple was living together, next door neighbor, I'm not going to sit here and harass them. I'm not going to mistreat them in any way. It's just that, for me, I don't see how anybody could have sexual feelings for their own family members. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. And, I remember when I was younger, I did some research on it when I was a kid. I was like in 6th grade, because we had this topic. They were talking about, when there was not a bunch of people on the earth, and they talked about Adam and Eve and all this other stuff. And I remember going home and thinking about, like, okay, there was a time where people did practice incest. I know that some forms of it was just absolutely against, that were not approved of, but some were. And I remember, learning about the birth defects that, occur in people who practice incest, people who produce offspring in incest relationships. So it was something that, in my mind, I felt as though nature didn't approve or didn't favor it, in my opinion, okay? So I looked down on it like it was something that I would never want in my life. I don't approve of it, for me, okay? Like I said, everybody has their fetishes, people have their desires, and I think one of the reasons why some people, incest appeals to some people is because of the fact that it is taboo. Like, it's taboo where it's kind of scandalous, and so that in itself makes people feel like that it's something kind of, it appeals to some people, but it doesn't appeal to me. You know what I mean? I think that mother and son relationships should be, like sacred and beyond that. For me, okay? And I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. That's just me, okay? And I would never approve of anything like that. So, not for me. So, these people don't belong, and so, I'm just, I'm shocked that something like this could even happen, and that people on the outside would think that I would approve of something like that. I wouldn't approve of something like that. I don't approve of incest, not for my personal life. So when I think of, like, how, this is happening, I think that people should be more careful about who they allow and what they accept, in employment practices, because, what oftentimes employers are doing, they're doing things that are illegal, and they're also, violating the rights of women, and sometimes even forcing people to be in marriages that they don't want to be in. Now, I'm divorced from Joel. I don't even know if we were even legally married. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't even know if my divorce was even necessary. I have no idea. All I know is that, I can't really, like I said, I can't have anything to do with that family. I know that, I said yesterday that I don't look at them as enemies, like active enemies, to where, like, I'm going to go out of my way to, like, egg their house or damage their property or talk about them any more than I have to. To me, that's just something that I would prefer to leave in my past. But that goes for the Lyles family too. I'm not going to sit here and try to get back at them, stalk them or anything. I just, to me, what they did was inappropriate if they did in fact do this, which I suspect that they did, and leave it at that. You know what I mean? I don't want to remember these people. You know what I mean? I will say it is disappointing because, you know, all my life, throughout my teenage years, I always thought that they were very good-looking people. I thought they were, because, you know, I didn't really know them. Like, I saw them around and stuff, but I never really had a conversation with them. I never really knew who they were. So you know, you just kind of fill in the blanks. You just think, well, you know, the family, it was a good-looking family. They were all very good-looking people. And that was it. And I knew that their dad was like a pastor or a priest or something along those lines. And that was it. That's all I really knew. I also knew that their mom was a nurse. Other than that, I don't know. I didn't know, like, what their favorite color was. I didn't know, like, you know, if they were a Republican or Democrat. I have no idea. None, okay? But I just knew that I had a crush on Stephen when I was younger, and I used to go out of my way because that family was extremely good looking. They were very good looking people. And that's it. That's all I knew. So when I figured out back in 2016 that they were involved somehow, I kept thinking, okay, first of all, anything that is legit does not need to be covert. Anything that is, like, you know, legitimate. Like, if he was truly interested in talking to me, it's a waste of time to sit here and talk to my family members, my co-workers, and all this other stuff. The only reason why they would talk to their co-workers and stuff like that is so they can get information about you, so that they can sabotage your life. You know what I mean? I don't believe any of this was done, you know, for my good or my well-being or anything like that. So, no. You know what I mean? Maria, me, I'm hoping that, you know, I just want to get on with my life. And I know that chances are I won't work as a manager again. And I'm fine with that. Basically, what I just want to do is find a decent job, and one that I can spend hours outside the home, because I don't want to be at home all the time. I don't, you know, a part-time job is the worst thing for someone like me. That is the worst thing. Especially, like, you know, being so, what's the word for it, away from, you know, being isolated. It's not a good thing. I'm not happy being isolated. You know, and I've never caused any social rifts or any sort of, you know, so I don't know. But I want my flexibility to go where I want to go. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck in a community if it's not going to make me happy. You know what I mean? And I should be able to, you know, really, there's no place I have in mind, really, but, you know, I'm just going to try to test the waters and see what I can do. I don't want to be, you know, in a situation like this for the rest of my life. I don't, okay? I didn't deserve this, you know? As far as, like, my siblings are concerned, you know, I've already said my piece about them, and I meant what I said, you know? I think their arrogance, and to think that they would have, in their mind, feel as though they had some sort of authority over me, that is something, like, I will never forgive for that. I will never forgive anybody who tries to say that they have any rights over me. Never. Okay? As a matter of fact, I fear them, because that is a very sick and twisted person. I don't have any guardians or anybody who has any legal rights over me, and that's not rebelling. It's just that, you know, I have to plan my life. I have to live my life, and not, you know, have to worry about this, that, and the other thing. You know, that was never an agreement, a formal family agreement that was ever made. You know, and so and I know, you know, like, we talked about marriage a few days ago. You know, I know that I'm the kind of person, you know, I'm very, I dealt with, you know, abuse throughout my life. And to me, if I was in a marriage where somebody sprang that incestuous thing on me after I was already committed, I would have a nervous breakdown. It would destroy me in so many ways. Like, I wouldn't even know. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I could not handle it. So, you know, I have to be careful about who I come in contact with. And most people, and I know, maybe I'm a goody two-shoes. Maybe I'm just one of those people who don't want to involve themselves in things that they find, that they believe or they view as defilement. I look at that as defilement for me, okay? For what brings sexual intense pleasure for one person is defilement for me. That's defiling me. I would be defiled. I would not accept that. I would really have a problem with that. You know what I mean? I don't look at people who I'm related to as sexual objects. You know, I just don't. So I would have a serious nervous breakdown. And I wouldn't want to be dealing with it. I wouldn't want it. That's just like the equivalent of raping me or something, you know, and that's sick. So, no. You know what I mean? No, it's not for me. And so, you know, you never know who you are dealing with when you are dealing with other people. You don't know if, you know, they want to keep that shit a secret for, you know, until they put you in a situation where you can't protect yourself or something along those lines. So it's better for me not to involve myself romantically with people. Unless, of course, I was really sure about, but really that's not even something that's on my mind, because I'm more concerned about surviving than I am romantic stuff. And the reason why, it makes sense. I don't trust people. I don't trust a damn person. You know, I'm all I have in this world, and I have to be vigilant. I have to be very careful about that. So when you realize that you're not dealing with safe people, or people who can be honest, or people who, you know, anything like that, you don't sit here and think about love romance. You think about how you can protect yourself. And that's just pretty much how it is. You know what I mean? I look at most people and I wonder, and I'm not trying to judge people immediately, but when you deal with community stalking, and you've dealt with an issue that was completely unjust, illogical, and you've dealt with irrational rage from people, when you know good and well that you were a victim, how could people not see that? And they were still being hostile to you. You come to the conclusion that you can't trust people. And people don't have, you know, proper judgment, that you could be, you know, walked over or, you know, abused in a lot of ways. So, you know, romance to me is on the bottom of my list. You know, my biggest issue in my life is keeping a roof over my head and protecting myself from the shit that goes on outside in the world. You know what I mean? And how somebody, I know it's very easy for a lot of people to have their head in the clouds when they are single, because, you know, people get lonely. They do get lonely. But I get lonely mostly for, you know, conversation, you know, decent conversations, any conversation. Sometimes I feel goofy and I want to laugh a little bit. And sometimes, you know, I wish I could have a, you know, philosophical conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? But romance is something that I don't think of that often. You know what I mean? I just don't think about it. It's not like, it's not something that is at the forefront of my mind. You know, it just isn't. My issue is that I need my stability. My stability comes first, more than anything, and will always be that. It will always be that way. It will never be, well, I'm going to soften my approach and, you know, settle down. There is not one person on this earth that I trust. Not one. Okay? So, for me to, you know, lock myself into what they call holy matrimony, and have somebody like walk all over me and possibly, you know, do things to me that I would consider to be abusive, like manipulate my employment, take my ability, my freedom, my mobility away from me, those sort of things. No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I simply cannot do that. So, anyway, I'm almost close to my destination. I just had to, you know, say that because this whole thing injured me. I have been injured. You know what I mean? I'm the one who needs, you know, care. I do. I need care. I need protective services. I need those sort of things. Okay. And yet, I was the one who was being, you know, bullied. I was being bullied. You know what I mean? It's not my issue that, you know, I understand Joel and his mom were like that. I do get that now. Okay, but you know, still, I had no idea. Well, I would never suspect. You know, I would, Most people, when I look at mother and sons, even if they are adopted, I look at them as mother and son. Mother and son. You know, I don't think of them as like romantic partners or anything like that. So I can assure you, when I first met Polly, I thought that they were like, I thought she was like this devoted mother who adopted her son and wanted to, you know, he didn't have, you know, maybe a lot of financial prospects, meaning like he did like a screen printing or whatever. So I figured they just stayed together out of convenience, which is what a lot of people do, right? So I didn't really judge it. I never realized, they never came off to me as a couple, ever, you know? And so anyway, I'm not, you know, I'm just, the more I look at people and their inability to use good judgment, the more I become terrified of this world. Okay, like these people, people are weird to me. You know what I mean? I'm going to make it very clear, I would not be involved in an incestuous family. I do not hate incestuous people. I just don't want it myself, okay? I have very high standards for myself, and maybe I'm a fuddy-duddy. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a fuddy-duddy, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a fuddy-duddy. You know what I mean? When it comes to either surviving and being a fuddy-duddy or, you know, whatever, then I would prefer to just not deal with that shit. I don't want to deal with it. Because I just really have a hard time finding people that I can trust. I don't trust people, you know? And like I said, you know, sex with your relatives, that is like, I cannot do that. I cannot. I can't even find anything appealing about that. You know, I can't. And I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. I'm not trying to bash people. And I don't. You know, I think what people do in their bedrooms is really their business. I just don't want to do that. Okay? And to be in an incestuous family is not an option for me. I don't want it. I don't, you know. I do question, though, whether it is possible. Because, you know, I know that some people do this. Is it possible for a mother to be, to have a sexual relations with her kids and still have that maternal bond? Is that possible? Because to me, maternal is like protective. You want to protect them. You want to preserve them. You want to care about their needs. But that's sexuality or sexual contact has nothing to do with it. It doesn't. So, I mean, I'm confused about that. That to me is weird to me. And I'm not trying to bash people or hurt people's feelings, please. It's just that to assume that I would be interested in anything like that, you're off, okay? Like, I wouldn't, okay? That would be so traumatizing for me. It would be, that's more traumatizing than I could even say. I can't accept that. In this case, in the Lyles family, I believe that it was probably like maybe the mom had this is a hate crime, because she probably had no intention of me ever being with her son in the first place. That was just her excuse to get, you know, access to my contacts or whatever. Because you know, like I said, if you're going to date somebody, and really, if someone was going to date me, you don't talk to my family, you don't talk to people, my friends, you don't talk to that. You want to talk to me, you come straight to me. Don't talk to my coworkers, because I don't play that shit. I don't, okay? You don't touch my work. You don't have anything to do with my work, okay? You don't, you know, if you want to know about me, no one's going to know me, including my own family. No one's going to know me more than me. So wasting time talking to other people is exactly that. It's a waste of time. Because you're not going to know anything about me, really. Unless, of course, you come directly to me. So, you know, I don't even want to waste time with people who would be so childish. You know what I mean? I only believe in going straight to the source. You know, and I would not have a lot of respect for somebody who wants to find out about me through another person. You want to meet me? You come directly to me. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. And and I also want to address that some of you guys are talking about not getting my videos, notification of my videos or whatever. I think somebody left a comment along those lines today. I will say that because my videos are mainly directed to my perps, okay, and a few select people who already know who I am, okay, like fellow TIs or whatever. So oftentimes when I, upload these videos, I don't add tags to them. Like I don't, you could put search words, key search words that when people want to put them in their search, they put like targeted individuals. I did that in the beginning of my videos when I first started making them, and now I just pretty much leave them untagged. Okay, people who know me are going to watch my videos. They know. People who are involved in this, they're going to watch my videos, and that's for them. They know how to get my videos. Okay, so I appreciate you letting me know that, but that could be one of the reasons why that they're not, because you're not getting proper notification or they're not being saved into your playlist or whatever. I don't know, but that could be one of the reasons. I'm not sure, but that could be it. My videos, they could be censoring my videos, but I really don't see why they would censor my videos. Obviously, I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat to anyone, except for people who are guilty in this. But I'm not like, I'm a peaceful person. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I respect the laws, rules, regulations, and the amendments of the United States of America. So I'm not of any threat to anybody. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you have a great day. Bye.